This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. Step into the world of gymnastics with Nebraska women's gymnast and Canadian world team member Emma Spence.
She got a bronze in the all-arounder, bronze on beam. And who knows if she'll get another medal. But that was a very confident performance.
This is Beyond the Routine with Spence.
Hitting all her handstands, connecting all her release moves, and landing that dismount. That's Emma Spence for you.
Sponsored by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, Emma Spence.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Beyond the Routine. I'm your host, Emma Spence, and my special guest here tonight is my teammate, Allie Gard. Welcome
Hello,
to the
everyone.
show. So, Allie is a Nebraska gymnast. She is going to be a senior next year. She just finished off her junior year. She's from Round Rock, Texas, and her major is nutrition exercise science.
Yep.
Perfect. Is there anything else that I'm missing in your intro?
That's pretty much it. Pre-PA, possibly, maybe.
Okay. Do you know what you want to do with that?
Maybe physician's assistant school, maybe PT school. I don't know.
Okay. Love that. I started with that major. It was too hard for me. I switched it. So to get started, how did you get into gymnastics in the first place? How old were you? What was that kind of transition like for you?
Okay, so I think I was 3 years old. My mom did gymnastics growing up.
I didn't know that.
She did that all the way up through like mid-high school-ish. She only did high school gymnastics, like didn't go super far with it. But she actually took me to a Mommy and Me dance class at like a rec center nearby. And she saw that they had Mommy and Me gymnastics across the hall. And she was like, oh my God, I have to sign Allie up for this because like that's what she always had wanted me to do. So I started with that and then just went up from there, started competing in like first grade and never looked back.
Awesome. Did you ever try any other sports or like it was really just like gymnastics and dance?
Oh my gosh, I did it all. I did t-ball, I
Really?
did soccer, I did indoor and outdoor soccer, t-ball, softball. I think that's it.
Okay. At what age did you decide to like just switch to or just commit to gymnastics?
So I guess I can't remember a time after kindergarten that I didn't only do gym, but I did competitive dance all the way through then too, but like gym was the focus.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I feel like we get to a point where it's like, if you're going to do gymnastics, you really got to just commit to doing just gymnastics. Yeah. Cool. So what was your journey like growing up in the sport?
So I'm trying to think. Okay, I went like Mommy and Me classes I went to Capital Gymnastics in Austin, Texas, like a big, well-known gym. Did rec with that forever and actually moved up. They called it like show team. So it was like little pre-team kind of performance style stuff. And from there, moved up through the levels, actually relocated to San Antonio, moved to a different gym in Texas. Moved up pretty fast at that point, like went level 5, level 6, went immediate into 7 the next spring, fast kind of track, moved to doing homeschool stuff, 40 hours a week kind of stuff. Like I think I started practice at 12 every day and didn't leave till 7:30.
Oh man.
Then that became a lot, didn't like that club, became the abusive coaching style that everyone's heard about at this point. The 75 rope climbs into practice for not going for a skill kind of stuff. And finally came home upset one day and my mom moved me to a different club. Actually, we had to move again for that club. Moved and that's kind of where I like fell in love with the sport again. Like we only did 4 hours a day, went back to public school, did that, stayed there for a bunch of years, ended up taking a gap year before coming to college, switched gyms again, and then ended up in doing the college route.
Oh my goodness, that's a lot of moving.
We moved a lot in the beginning. My dad would jump back and forth between Austin, San Antonio, Austin, San Antonio, Austin, San Antonio. So like I switched between clubs quite a lot, actually.
Was the reason for moving like mainly gymnastics, or was it also like your parents' decision, like for other factors too?
The first few moves were parents.
Okay,
my grandpa got sick at a point, so we moved for him, and then better opportunity for my dad at one point. But the last like big switch from like elite training with morning practices and that kind of stuff to going to high school, that was completely gymnastics motivated, actually. Only child things, we were able to do that.
Yeah. No, that's kind of nice though.
Yeah.
At what point in your career did you decide that you wanted to do NCAA gymnastics?
I always wanted to do elite. That was like the goal always, but I knew in the back of my mind if like that didn't work out, that NCAA was there. I feel like it was probably 5th or 6th grade that I walked into my grandparents' house and my grandpa was watching A&M club gymnastics, which I didn't realize wasn't NCAA at the time, but was like, oh my gosh, this is cool. And then realized what it was kind of 6th, 7th, 8th grade-ish. And I think I started recruiting used to be so different. Like, I think I started like sending out college emails probably in like 6th or 7th grade, like level 9, like not even close to being college level, just to get my name out there. Knew I wanted to do it for sure, probably by 8th grade. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy being able, because now we're no longer able to talk to
Right.
coaches at that time, right?
Right. Like Emma Spence, I think, committed here in 7th grade. Like,
Yeah.
I was competing against her at that time, and I was like, no way someone's committing this early. Like, this is crazy. But
Wow. So there's actually so many of us on the team from Texas. I say us, not me. But did you know the other girls before coming here at all, or like any of them?
so Genesis was a big one that I knew before
Okay.
coming here. We actually met at Texas Women's University Gymnastics Camp. I think like maybe freshman year of high school, and we kind of stayed in touch the whole time, actually.
Yeah.
She was a big part of me transferring here, actually.
Really?
Was talking to her and learning her experience here. Emma Simpton, when we were young, we competed against each other a ton.
Okay.
So like knew of each other kind of thing. Katie Keeneman too, like competed against her because we were close in age all the time. And then Isabel Sycon and I were actually teammates in club for like 4 or 5 years. So I actually got to watch her grow up. So it's been really fun to like reconnect with her. We switched gyms, like ended up not graduating together, but like being able to see her grow has been so fun. And like now we travel back home together, which is really fun too.
I love that. I didn't really realize or put 2 and 2 together about how you guys probably knew each other for a long time before even coming here. Wow, that's super cool. So talk a little bit about your process. So you are a transfer. You originally were in Arkansas. You came here. Talk about, I guess, that transferring process and how you ended up coming here.
Yeah. So originally I was actually a same class as you. I was supposed to be a senior this year. I was supposed to be going to UC Davis on a scholarship. That ended up, I decided that wasn't for me. I wanted more for myself than that. Didn't want to go to that school anymore. Ended up taking a gap year. Spent that whole last year not being committed, stressing out about scholarships, that kind of stuff. Ended up, Arkansas was kind of the goal school, the dream school. It was like 6 hours from home. It's an SEC program. The staff was all Olympians. I was like, this is what I want for myself. Didn't think that was going to be an option. Talked to Heather a lot before actually committing there. Decided to commit there. I knew probably within the first 2 weeks that school wasn't quite going to be the right fit for me. Tried to give it a chance. I was like, it's summer, new things, whatever. It just really was not for me. It was a lot of high pressure. I wasn't a favorite. I felt like I was a walk-on in that sense. So, and like probably, I think it was Thanksgiving break, I came home and I told family and talked to my club coaches, and I was like, hey, like, I don't think I'm going to make it to season.
Okay.
I was like, I don't know how this works. I don't know if this means I take a gap semester and try and figure things out.
Yeah.
Do I stay at Arkansas, tough it out, just know that I'm going to be on the bench all year? Like, what does this look like? Ended up, I don't know how my mom found him, found some NCAA recruiting coordinator guy who was like not tied to any school, and found out that mid-semester transfers actually were a possibility. So I was like, okay, this is great.
Yeah.
Found that out. So kind of just committed to that decision that I was like, okay, got to go in there, going to give it another week. If I have the same kind of weeks I've been having, this is it.
Yeah.
It's got to be it. So made sure I ended on a good day and decided that was the last day, and kind of just took a leap of faith, and was like, if I end up just sitting in the portal for a semester, I end up sitting in the portal for a semester. If I end up finding some home in the next few weeks, like, that's awesome too. Like, I'll go for it. So as soon as I was cleared, my coaches actually called Heather first. And they were like, hey, like, just want to let you know, like, this is what's going on, because with the rules and stuff, you can't talk to coaches until you're in the portal. So you can't really even know what's going on at places. Other than I talked to Genesis a little bit and heard that, like, there were some injuries and things and that kind of stuff. And I had school ideas in mind through talking to other people. Like, I was like, hey, this is something that happened here. Like, is this normal in your life? Like, if this was the situation here, how would they treat you? Like, what would happen? And Gigi was the one I got constant, like, positive feedback from, like, oh, that would never happen here. Oh, this is how we would handle that. And I kind of knew. I was like, darn, I made the wrong decision. Had the offer in the first place, didn't take it.
Yeah.
And it just happened to fall into place that the program had suffered like 2 ankle injuries and a foot injury. And all of a sudden it was like, we need a beam routine. We need a backup person on floor. Like, so it just kind of worked out, but it was so fast. Like, I think I quit Arkansas December 7th. And I was on campus here the 30th or the 31st. Like, it was so fast. Yeah. Competed our first meet like 7 days later against Arkansas.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was crazy. Getting in here, trying to get cleared, trying to get into practices. Like, I think I had 5 practices with the team, trying to figure out who these girls were. Like, But it was honestly the greatest blessing, and it was so fast. I don't think I had the chance to second guess it.
Yeah.
And it went so smooth, not having school or anything to worry about. And I got lucky enough, like my first practice, the Italians like didn't get back in time from Christmas or something. So it was just the three of us my first day. Like it was such an easy switch. And luckily I had a pretty easy academic transition because I had only done one semester. So it wasn't really credit worries or anything. But it was great. And I'm so glad I did it. And if your place you're at like isn't your home, like I promise there is somewhere out there that'll bring you in and it's home.
Ugh, I love that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize, like, I did know there was like that much that went into it, but like that probably would have been so stressful, like leading up to an NCAA season too.
Yeah, and it was like hard because I couldn't talk to the people I was closest with. Like I didn't want to talk to my roommates about like what was going
True.
on. Like,
Yeah.
are you upset here? Like, do you like it here? Like it was really just my mom and a couple people back home in Gigi that like knew really what was going on because I didn't want it to spread.
Yeah. Yeah. That would have caused a lot more problems, probably.
Yeah.
So you kind of answered it, but why Nebraska? Like out of any other school, why did you choose to come here?
Yeah, so my only hesitancy with coming here in the very first place was that it was like the leap of faith further from home. Like Omaha's a little bit harder to get in and out of. Like there's not a close airport necessarily. It's like the 16-hour drive home.
Yeah.
It was never like a question of like the coaches, the facilities, the people here, but talking to Gigi and then being here for the first few weeks, it was like the people here, like everybody here truly wants to see you succeed. Like there is nobody here who has bad intentions with what they're doing. The amount of support staff we have is crazy. Like the facilities are beautiful. And like for me, I kind of like the weather transition. Like I grew up somewhere it was so hot all the time. Like I've kind of had fun with the winters. My mom's from Minnesota, so like I kind of get to live a little bit of the Midwest life like she grew up in.
Okay.
I really Heather truly like when I had my first phone call with her during that like December period, she was like, I have to ask the team if they're going to allow someone to come. And I know she like talked to you guys about it and stuff. And hearing that it wasn't, she was just going to choose me as like a business decision. She was like, wanted to make sure I was going to be the right fit for the program, like really stood out to me too, versus just being like, I need a routine.
That's true. Yeah, I forgot she did do that.
Yeah.
She kind of sat us down. She's like, all right, so just so you know, I'm considering doing this. Do you guys think this is going to be a good idea? We're like, yeah, I think it'll be good if she's like going to contribute. Like, we'll definitely like kind of need that.
She like warned me. She was like, I don't know how they're going to respond, but I have to do what's best for them. And like, I was so excited when she was like, yeah, they're all for it.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. So your time here, is it what you expected out of it so far?
I feel like for the most part, yeah, it's a lot. It's stressful.
Yes.
School's been a lot lately. Trying to, oh my gosh, like my semester of OChem, trying to balance that with school was like with gym was crazy. It's a lot more traveling than I expected. Like the travel schedule is a lot more difficult. Like we don't charter like a lot of programs. Like when I started college, like I was going to Arkansas, everything was chartered. Like it was easy travel days. Yeah. So like I had to switch my mentality really fast. That, like, okay, we're gonna be gone for 3 days. Like how do I balance school with this? That's pretty much been the same. It's a little less time at home than I expected. I thought we'd get a little bit more like Christmas breaks, and that stuff. Yeah. That was different. But the gymnastics, the competitive part of it, the first meet like shook me. Like it rocked my world. I was like, this is so fun. Okay. Like that part of it wasn't what I expected. I didn't realize you could have so much fun competing. Yeah. Like that part's been so different. But now that I know what to expect each year, it just gets better every year. We get so much more excited every year. Like it's really been great.
Yes, for sure. And then, so going back to the first time that you competed here, you were at Arkansas, you transferred to Nebraska, but our first meet of the season was Nebraska versus Arkansas. That's a crazy coincidence. And I remember you were definitely like feeling a little bit nervous about that, but how did you manage that and like push through that?
I don't even know when I realized that was what the meet was. Because I remember when I like went to Arkansas and signed and like did all this stuff with them, like seeing the schedule on the wall and being like excited to go to Nebraska because I was like, oh, this is somewhere I was considering. And then like the week leading up to it, like Heather took me on the tours and like showed me to Vanny and was like, sat me down in her office and was like, if you don't feel comfortable competing against them, like we will do what you need to do to feel comfortable in this situation. There was like no pressure on it. But I had like a really good couple weeks leading up, like the 5 practices I had, like I don't think I fell off the beam once. Like it was like a really, really good time period for me. And she like sat us down and like read the lineups off her paper and she like went through beam and it was like Asia, Allie, and I was like absolutely shocked. And I remember looking at Gigi and she's like, we're gonna be here for you. Like it's not gonna be a big deal. But then I just kind of took it as like the opportunity to like show them what I could do, that they like the opportunities that they unfortunately didn't give to me. So having that chance to just show them what they kind of lost out on by
Yeah.
not treating me the greatest was really great. The first hour I remember walking in, like when we played volleyball before the meet or whatever we did at that time, like walking in and doing visualization and seeing them across the arena, like rocked my world. I remember being like, oh my gosh, like how am I supposed to do this in front of them? And their bar coach, actually, like I tried to say hi to him and he like kind of just looked over me and didn't say anything to me. And I was like,
Oh,
wow,
man.
this is how this is going to be.
Yeah.
And then we did the whole intros, whatever. And I remember they cheered for me and I was like, okay, like the respect is there. They like
Yeah.
respect what this is going to be. And getting up on that beam and like doing that routine, like it was almost like I was at ease. I was like, this is where I'm meant to be. This is my home. Like looking over at the team and seeing everyone behind me. Like I was like, these girls care about me and I've only been here for 6 days, 7 days.
Yeah.
Like they believe in me. And landing, like sticking my dismount and finishing that routine and turning around and just seeing the excitement on everyone's faces, like that is a moment I will never forget. Like the pictures I have from that are like framed in my house. Like I loved that moment. And then after the meet, a little awkward of like, oh, like, hey, it happened. We moved on. We had to see them again the following year, but being able to hit a routine in front of them was like really, really great.
Yeah, that was definitely like a huge kind of prove you wrong moment. And you really rose to the occasion there. And yeah, that was a really cool moment to watch because I do remember like a lot of us were just like, all right, we're going to support Allie. We're going to be there for her because like obviously that situation was probably a little bit difficult to be in. And we all imagine like what it would be like in your shoes. So being able to just be there and rally around you and then watching you do that really good routine, like your first time competing NCAA and first time competing here, that was a crazy moment. Yeah. And that was really great. Overall, over your last, I guess, 2.5 years here, are there any other like standout moments of your career? You've competed 3 events at this point now. You've done vault, beam, and floor. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I think when we got our 197.5 at Utah State, that's another big one that
for sure.
We were so on the up and up. We had 3 meets in the 5 days or whatever, and like getting that 197.5, getting the reward of going to In-N-Out Burger, like that was a big one. Ending on beam, like another stressful moment as a freshman to know I needed to hit my routine so we could stay on that track. That was a big one. I'm trying to think.
I forgot about that. Heather literally brought us to In-N-Out after the meet because we did so good. Like we had catered dinner too, and she's like, "Nope, taking you guys to get burgers."
Yeah,
and
we had to go and like
shakes.
pick at the catered food to like make it not look like she just did it for nothing. Like that was so funny. I think going back actually and competing at Arkansas the next year was another one. Like I got the opportunity to exhibition floor at that and like being able to do floor in front of them because that was one of the events that like I was really struggling with while I was at their program.
Yeah.
And it was special to me too because a lot of beam finishes first. So like a lot of them came over from beam and like stood on the side and actually cheered for me. And like it was that moment that I was like, we'd overcome like all the adversity of like how they felt about me. And I was like, you know what? Like they are happy for me. Like it felt like everything had been smoothed out finally. That was exciting. Competing vault at home for the first time. That was really huge.
Yes. That was this year too.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. And the other one this year when you had to back out of floor and me getting thrown into floor at the last minute, and I'd been struggling with floor all year this year and getting the opportunity to go up and anchor an event for the first time and hitting my routine. That was really exciting too.
Oh yeah. I felt so bad because I was like, I just really don't think I can finish the meet to the coaches. And they're like, it's okay. The team has your back. I'm like you guys aren't mad. Like, this is fine. Cause like, I was just down bad in the moment. I was like, I really wanted to compete senior night, which was the following week. And I was like, if my body's like not healed by senior night, I'm going to be so sad to not be able to compete like, with my family there and everything. So yeah, I was like, you know what? Yeah. Like they were like, the team's got your back. Lowe's got you on beam. Allie's got you on floor. It's going to be great. And I was like, all right, it's going to be great. And it was so fun to kind of just stand back without the pressure of like having to compete and just like stand back and just watch you guys compete. That was really nice.
Yeah, Sam was really helpful in that moment too. Like he came up to me, he's like, you were going to do a routine last. You're following Naya was supposed to go last anyway. She's like, you're following the same person. All you're doing is doing it 2 minutes earlier. He's like, it's no different. Go shine. And like, that was something I was so thankful for because it actually worked out then that I did good enough that he put me in the lineup the following week and kept me in. Like, it was finally that, like, I got a moment to finally prove myself again. And it was so great.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Rose to the occasion in that moment again. And yeah, you did floor like the rest of the season following that. So yeah, that was a good turning point.
Yeah, it really was.
It wasn't my best moment, but that's okay. It worked out for the best in the end. That's pretty cool. What would you say the best event to compete is?
I think floor is probably the best to compete.
I agree.
Especially at home. Home by far. Especially when the crowd starts to learn your routines and claps along. Like, it's great.
Oh, yeah. Especially yours. Because, like, you can actually clap to the
Mhm.
beat. Like I'm like walking around like standing
Yes.
clapping. Yeah, that's a good one. What about to train? Would you say it's the same?
I like to train beam. Beam's my favorite to
Oh,
train.
okay.
There's just so much you can do, like the summer too. Like it's so much fun. Like
Yeah.
the connections I can just go throw on the low beam. Like it's so fun. Like I
Mhm.
love training beam. A little more stressful to me, but I love training it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I guess I don't mind training beam, but as soon as you put me on the beam in a meet, like I just can't stop shaking for some reason. And it's been, I mean, my whole career until I literally retired. It's just not a fan of competing it. Do you have a favorite place to compete in the Big Ten so far? Or I guess not even Big Ten, just anywhere we've been all the last few years.
Florida was really cool to compete. That big
Mhm.
SEC environment was
That's
really
true.
cool. Minnesota's a personal favorite because I had a lot of family come. Like I had like
Oh,
10 or
that's true.
15 people in the stands watching me, and I got the chance to do a beam routine there.
Oh yeah, that
Um,
was also a huge moment. 'Cause
yeah,
that
I
was
forgot
like,
about that. Yeah,
yeah.
that was another one. Found out like 10 seconds before the meet. Didn't have a leotard, had to figure that out, but hit a routine in front of a bunch of friends and family. Minnesota too was like a place, the first college I visited when I was in like 6th grade, and asked her if I could come watch a
Okay.
practice. It's like that full circle moment of being able to compete in the first like gymnastics arena I saw was really cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to talk about this? I don't know. Is there like a worst, like the least favorite place to compete?
Maryland.
Maryland. Maryland is
But
cursed for a team.
not because of the place. Just
Yeah,
it's
that's
so
true.
cursed. Every year someone comes out not okay, but we're breaking that this year. Your class is leaving, and now everyone's gonna be healthy again because we go there this year.
Okay. Yeah, because my freshman year, we had some pretty big crashes at Maryland.
And then last year,
last year, my junior year, I was having issues. And there were a couple other crashes. Yeah. Maybe it's just my class.
yeah, your class
We
is
probably
leaving.
like started the curse freshman year. We're gone now.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
good.
Penn State's another one that's not my favorite.
Yeah.
Just the locker room scenario is not the
Yeah.
greatest.
But yeah, no, you guys will break the curse.
Yeah, it's
It'll
gonna
be
be
great
fine.
next year. One thing I want to touch on quick. So you said that you were kind of mostly homeschool and then you were in school and back and forth. How was
Mhm.
like the transition of going back and forth between the two and balancing gym?
Yeah, so I did regular elementary school to like the middle of 4th grade or so, and then got the opportunity. They were like, "Hey, we want you to come to homeschool group. We want you to do tops, hopes, that kind of thing." And I was like, "Okay." So I dropped, and we actually had a school at the gym. So I had a teacher, and there were 12 of us from kinder to I think she did through 8th grade, which was actually an awesome opportunity because she lets you work ahead. So I got like really ahead in school. So then when I had the chance and I finally decided that like homeschool wasn't for me anymore and went back to public school, I was really far ahead of where I should have been, which was really nice. But that made the transition to college a little harder because I didn't know everything coming in here versus when I like went to public school. I was like, this is easy for me.
Yeah.
The hardest part of that was I graduated high school in 2021. I did no classes until the summer of 2022 because I gapped. So like getting back in the rhythm of like, you have to get up and go to school and like get your homework done on time and study, like remembering how to study again and how to take a test was really hard. I
Yeah.
actually like the college structure better, having the opportunity to take online classes and the ones that let you work at your own pace, and that we have tutors and those opportunities for us. But
Yeah.
the school transition, I think I made it a little harder on myself by not doing classes for a year for sure.
I could see that, but that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and jumping right into like college level chemistry, I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? This is crazy.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
would really be a big transition. Pretty cool. Well, on that note, we're going to head over to our first break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Beyond the Routine with Emma Spence and Allie Gard.
This is it, Husker fans, your final chance to see Nebraska baseball at home this season. It starts Tuesday, May 6th with a huge rivalry matchup against Creighton. Then it's a Big Ten showdown as the Huskers host Michigan May 9th through 11th. Every game matters and your support can make the difference. Great seats are still available, but they're going fast. Get your tickets today at huskers.com/tickets or by calling 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great. Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in outstanding ways. We hope you'll join us this year at the Step Forward Awards luncheon on October 27th in Omaha. Help us thank volunteers with a celebration to remember. To register, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Register Now. We hope to see you there. Paid for by Serve Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
There's no better way to spark a child's imagination than to get lost in the adventure of a good book. I'm Jenny Benson, president of NSEA. Working together, parents and teachers can help every child succeed. You can help by reading to your child and let your child read to you. Encourage reading in your home and make it a priority. Make reading fun and a time that you and your child look forward to spending together.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
Support Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach on Give to Lincoln Day. Your gift will be received by a portion of Lincoln Community Foundation's matching fund. Homelessness is a complex problem facing our community. By working together, we can find solutions. Your donation for Give to Lincoln Day moves us closer to ensuring that everyone in Lincoln has a safe place to sleep at night. Because of your generosity, hope lives here. Give anytime through May 29th at givetolincoln.com.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
National Electrical Safety Month is held every May to raise awareness about the importance of staying safe around electricity. Visit les.com/safety for safety tips on power lines, tree trimming, storms, and so much more.
Okay, kids, Dad's going to teach you how to dance. First, spread your feet apart. Then, pump your knee, nod your head, shake your hips, and bite your lip ever so slightly. Now, with one hand in the air, point at people with the other hand. I call that the rock star.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
Now, make a face like it just smells something bad.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Back to Beyond the Routine with Spence on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Sponsored by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
Welcome back to Beyond the Routine. I'm your host, Emma Spence, and my special guest here tonight is Allie Gard. Something really interesting that I am so excited to talk to you about is your judging. So,
oh, yes.
How did that start? Why? Just talk about that, because I think that is just something so cool that I don't know any other gymnast that does that, especially not as they're still competing and training.
Yeah. So my coach at the time, she started judging when she was 16, 17. So when I was 15, she was like, hey, when you turn 16, did you know you can start judging? And I was like, no way, whatever. So at the time it was really hard, and they made it, you had to go and take it a standardized test. You had to sit down and take a written test to do the lower level 3, 4, 5 little babies. So I did that a month after I turned 16, and I was so excited. Jumped right in that fall. Luckily in Texas, they used to do, I don't know if they still do. Their younger levels would compete August to December, and then I would start competing in January. So it's perfect. I would judge the whole fall and then start in the spring. So I want to say I was 16 and 17, only did the falls, moved on, did my season in the spring. And then once I turned 18, I was able to test up and start doing the optional levels. So tested up really fast, passed that my first try, started doing level 7 and 8, I think I got to do. And that comes with, you have to take a written test, you have to do video testing, you have to do hours. started doing that. So sometimes I'd compete Friday and then hang around and judge them like Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really fun to like judge my own teammates. Was fun, of course. And then
Wait, judge your own teammates?
yeah, I got to judge my own teammates.
That's so cool.
I could never be the head judge because it's like bias or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I did get to judge a bunch of my own like kiddos that I would coach too.
Was that hard for you at all?
Oh, it's really hard because like if they make a mistake, it's like I've seen you hit that 100 times in practice. Like,
Yeah.
it's so hard to be like, but
Yeah.
that's luckily they never let you do it alone, so you have the unbiased person with you
Yeah.
at all times. But like they know, like when because the gym I was at the time was called Crenshaw's, so like they would know when a Crenshaw kid went and saluted, they would like look at me and like they'd be like, "We know."
Yeah.
Like yeah. And then I tested up to level 9. Like luckily privileges of being an NCAA athlete, and once you've done level 10, you have some privileges of like you only have to wait a year, you don't have to meet age requirements and stuff to test up. So I tested 9 and then I tested 10 pretty much right around I think the time I turned 20. I actually did my level 10 testing here, went to Omaha, did it. And it's been really hard to keep up with in NCAA.
Mhm.
My gap year was actually the best for it. I did it the entirety of the season because I had weekends off and nothing else to do at the time.
Yeah.
It's been hard to keep up with NCAA because in Nebraska the season runs exactly the same. I've gotten a couple opportunities here and there. If we compete like a Friday night, like being able to go Saturday morning to a couple different
Mhm.
places. But it's like amazing to me because like I know the code. I watch people's routines. I know exactly what they need to do. If someone misses a connection, I'm like, oh gosh, I know what you need to do. I think it's helped me be a better athlete. Like I can
Mhm.
turn around and watch my videos and I'm like, that's a 10th, that's a half 10th. This is why you're not making lineup. Like this is your difference. Like this is what you need to be doing. It's fun when we watch it. Other NCAA meets. I'm like, this is crazy scoring or this is hard. Like
Yeah.
it's really, really, I think, grown me as an athlete, being able to know that.
You just understand it
Yeah.
in a way that no one else on the team does. And it's funny how sometimes the coaches even ask you, like,
Mhm.
Allie, if this person does this, what is this worth? And it's just
Mhm.
like the fact that they can just go to like you to understand and like figure that out, I think is so cool.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, you definitely like, do you feel like because you understand that, it makes you like feel harder on yourself in some ways?
For sure. Cause I like, for example, I watched floor routines back that I did this year. And I'm like, if you would have just jump lunged instead of stepping forward, you would have saved yourself half a 10th and that would have done this for the team score and whatever.
Yeah.
So I think it does make me harder on myself, but I can turn it around faster before waiting
Yeah.
for the feedback from a coach sometimes. 'Cause I'm
Mhm.
able to look at it and be like, oh, I could improve my score just by doing that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny because sometimes like I'll make a mistake and then I'll go up to you and be like, "Hey, like, what is
What-
that?
Yeah.
What would they do with that?" Whether it's in the gym or like, yeah, when like for example, when I forgot my beat routine, I was like, "So what are they gonna do with that?"
Yeah, the big one, like a lot of people this year, like for the hold deduction after you salute would be like, did I hold it?
Yeah.
Did I hold it? And
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. Questionable.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was the big one that people ask about.
One thing about you is that you are like the most passionate person I know about the sport of gymnastics. And I think it's super cool. And honestly, it's been very inspiring for me in the gyms, like especially on the hard days. Like you're just so like grateful and excited and happy to be there. Where do you think that like stems from? Or like have you always been that way, feeling that way, I guess, about the sport?
I feel like I've always been the one who like wants to do the extra work, always wants to be there, wants to do it. But like the passion too for me is like a lead by example kind of thing. I'm
Okay.
not necessarily like always the highest scoring, the most
Mhm.
vocal, whatever, but being able to show like how fun this can
Mhm.
be has been like I think a good leadership point for me.
Yeah.
I can remember like all the way back to middle school, like when all my friends started quitting, and like I was the one who was like, why would you ever not want to do this?
Yeah.
Like through the mental blocks, through the having to miss school events, like I was always
Mhm.
kind of the one who like wanted to keep going and wanted to keep doing it. I had my very first set of coaches was really good, and I think they instilled that in me. Like this is an opportunity to have fun.
Mhm.
Then kind of lost there was a time period where I like lost the love for it. Would tell my mom I want to quit every day. Like
Yeah.
didn't want to do it anymore. And then switching clubs again, they like were able to show me like there's no reason like you have to do this. Like do
Mhm.
it for you every day.
Yeah.
And finding what works for you in the gym. Like it doesn't have to be a stressful thing. Like just because you can't do a double back off the bar doesn't mean you can't do a double front off the bar. Like finding things like that made it fun for me
Mhm.
again. And then back in club, the thing that like kept me going every day too was the little girls in the gym.
Yeah.
Like if I was having a bad day, if I was scared to go for something, like going and pulling one of the little girls and being like, hey, can you go watch Allie really fast? Like
Mhm.
that always helped keep me going and knowing that like
Yeah.
they want to be me one day. Like that was little Allie one day.
Yeah.
And knowing that I wanted to be the NCAA gymnast, I wanted to wear the sparkly leotards, I wanted to do the
Mhm.
whole thing. And now I'm like so grateful to be like living out my dream.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to not be grateful for something that you've wanted for so long. So that
Mhm.
keeps me going too all the time.
Yeah, it's amazing because a lot of us in the gym feed off of that, I feel like, especially the hard days, for example, like the passion and the excitement, whether we're doing good or bad, really helps like influence, I guess, the mindset that some people have. And just see you like you're always there. Like you're always one of like the first people there or the last people to leave, like the commitment to the sport and the love and passion that you have for it. It's just super cool.
That means a lot to me.
I love it. And then yeah, the judging side of it is like literally just so cool because I don't even know the structure of my routines. Like I don't know how it works. I don't know. I understand elite a little bit more, but
Yeah.
like the way that the NCAA like is structured, like I have no idea how it works. So it's pretty cool that I've just been able
Yeah,
to ask you.
NCAA is definitely different.
Yeah,
for sure.
that's been cool. And you're planning on or at least wanting to stay in the sport after graduation too, potentially coaching.
Yeah, so right now I actually coach at a club gym in Lincoln. I coach at Lincoln Elite
Mhm.
Gymnastics up north, and that's been a great opportunity to like introduce me to coaching. Like they're great about working with my schedule that I could just go in when I can and help
Mhm.
out with the team girls and get some experience there. But I would love to possibly stay after I'm done and do maybe a graduate assistant year and start
Okay.
learning from our coaches and
Mhm.
getting to be involved with collegiate coaching. I don't know how much I want to coach like club kids. Like that's just a rough area for me knowing how terrible some club coaches can be. And I never want a kid to look at me the way I look at some of my former coaches. Like that's
Okay.
kind of hard for me to look at wanting to do club, but college coaching is something I'd really, really, really be interested in. I definitely want to stay with judging.
Okay,
I
yeah.
know at this point, like I'm not going to go to the Olympics as a gymnast at this point, but I think going and being an Olympic level judge would be really
That would be
awesome.
so
International
cool.
level judging and NCAA judging. I can't judge Nebraska for like 5 years or something in the rule
Yeah.
book, but like as soon as I can
Yeah.
NCAA judge, that's another thing I want to do.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. See, that's really cool. And like even the international side of it, like the judges that travel with us, I hang out with them so much. Like when I would do that, like
Uh-huh.
they were just like they weren't someone that I had to compete against or anything. So it was just someone that you could just like chill around, which was really fun. So
Yeah.
that would be really cool because you could get a lot of different countries
Mhm.
checked off doing that too.
Yeah.
Cool. So based on your knowledge with the sport, is there anything that you'd kind of like to see changed or like improved, like even in your perspective or things that you've heard about either the culture, rules, how things work in any way? Do you have any opinions on anything like that?
I think we could always grow the culture. Like at least with USA Gymnastics, like some of the ways they've like used safe sport, I don't know that
Mhm.
it's used to its fullest extent.
Okay.
Like I know plenty of coaches that have gotten 10 reports and they somehow fight them off and they're still coaching to this day. Like I wish it was taken a little bit more seriously because you can save some little girl out there by taking those seriously and not
Mhm.
just listening to what the coaches have to say. Like I'd love to see that grow further. For like NCAA side of it with the I think there's something that has to be done with judging. They're really trying to hold them accountable and submit videos every week in this in that, but that's taken away some of the accountability. Like the judges' names don't go on those things. So
Okay.
I don't know how they're gonna do it. I don't know if we need to. I know Elite started utilizing some like video judging and stuff. Like if they need to
Yeah.
go to that, but like the bias in judging there's got to be something done with it. Um, the other thing I want to see men's gymnastics grow. Like
That's true.
I hate that they've gone down to 4-up-4 count. Like I want to see more opportunities for
know.
them. Like I don't know what I can do to help grow men's gymnastics, but like they're awesome and I wish that would grow more. I'd love to see change there.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And I've had Chris Heiser on the show probably a month or two ago. And I did ask him that question, like, is there anything that we can do? And I think the biggest thing that he brought up was just like showing up and attending their meets. So people listening from Nebraska, if you're listening,
Yeah.
come
And
to men's gymnastics meets.
they're awesome.
They are really cool. And just the things that they do are so hard. Like, not that what we do isn't hard, but I feel like the things that men's gymnastics does is just so scary
Yeah,
and
like
difficult.
not even looking at like the other events that we don't do, like ring seems like insanely hard and pommel, but like
Yeah.
the skills that they're throwing on floor compared to what we throw, it's
Mhm.
like insane.
Yeah, it's like 3 times harder
Mhm.
at least. And then high bar. High bar is
I love
so
watching high
scary.
bar. It's my favorite.
Yes, it's so cool to watch, but the thought of doing that, oh my
Oh my
goodness.
gosh. No way.
Yeah, you're right. They definitely do need more credit. Going into that though, or transitioning from that, LA 2028 are doing or they are going to be doing like a men's and women's
Mhm.
combined event. Do you think that maybe has anything to do with like trying to raise awareness of the sport?
I know they've done a lot of mixed World Cups, and I think they've
Mhm.
gotten good feedback from
Okay.
that. So I think, yeah, they're definitely using it to grow the sport and then try and get some more opportunities because so few people make it anyways. Like trying to do that. Like I think that's gonna be so
Yeah.
cool. Like I'm really excited about that for sure.
Do you know what that's gonna be like? I don't really know fully, but is it just like men's will compete and then women's compete? Or are they gonna be like competing at the same time and
I
then
don't know what the
combining?
Olympics are doing. The mixed cups, they've been doing them at the same time. Like
Okay.
they pick like 2 events to do. I think the women pick 2 and the men pick 3 to do, and they combine their scores, I think.
Okay.
I think that's what they've been doing, like the one like Sophia's boyfriend went to, like Alex went to. I think it was they like pick their best events and they do those and average the scores or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah. No,
That'll be so fun to see.
that's gonna be super cool. And the fact that it's gonna be in the US.
Yes.
Is that something that you want to try and watch potentially?
Oh yeah, I've already started a fund for it. I have
Really?
I have a savings account called LA28. Like, 'cause I
Okay.
want to go so bad.
Yeah.
I'd love to like a lot of judges, they provide a lot of opportunities for volunteering, like so you can get experience. Like NCAA championships, it's volunteer judges that do like the line judging, the putting in the scores, like that kind of stuff. So I'm assuming they would have something similar for the Olympics, and that's like something I'd love to do possibly.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah, if there's a way to volunteer, even if it's just like timing or like something really like it doesn't have to even be like a big role, but being able to like be in the venue during that would be really cool.
For sure.
I didn't even think of that. You would definitely be really good in that position.
Yes, definitely want to go and watch that.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I keep forgetting that's going to be in the US. That's going to be cool.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts going into your senior year next year?
Oh my gosh, I'm already so sad. I've started crying like multiple times thinking about it. Like
Oh,
I don't
no.
want it to end.
Okay.
I'm so
Yeah.
sad it's going to end in a year. Like what am I supposed to do? But Heather and I have talked a lot about making this like my year of gratitude, like leaving with no regrets, like enjoying every last minute.
Yeah.
Enjoying every routine even if it's not my best. Like
Yeah.
being happier with everything for sure.
Yeah, no, that's kind of what I did this year. And honestly, I wish I did it more of my career, but like I was kind of just calling this like my victory lap.
Yep.
And I just kind of went out there and like stood back and just looked around and just took it all in. And that just made it so much more enjoyable.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good mentality to have. Do you have any specific goals that you're trying to achieve?
I want to see our team make the premier session of Big Ten so bad.
Yeah.
Like I want to see us in that last session get the reward of the scores that way. We worked so hard for it, and I think it's like we can do it. We just got to put in for the win-loss record.
Yeah.
Personal goal, I want to compete bars once this year.
Okay.
Exhibition spot. Don't care what it looks like really, but I want to compete bars one more time in my career.
Okay. Even senior night, honestly.
Yeah, that's kind of the goal is like to do that at senior night, even if it has to be like a spotted bar routine. Like I don't care. Like Brian and I have talked. Like that's something I really, really, really want to do. Competing 3 events, the other 3 consistently as much as I can. You know, being a good leader we have 7 incoming. So
yeah, there's going to be almost an equal ratio of freshmen to seniors.
Yeah, that's for the summer. It'll be equal because
Yeah.
we have 1 not coming till August, but during the summer it'll be 6 and 6. Yeah,
Okay.
we have an exact even number of underclassmen to upperclassmen.
Okay, that's
10 to
totally
10.
good.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. But losing such a class that like did so much for our team, like it's gonna be so different. So
Yeah.
figuring that balance out.
Yeah, it'll be good though. I think you guys will figure it out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Heading into our final break now. You are listening to Beyond the Routine with Emma Spence and Allie Gard.
National Electrical Safety Month is held every May to raise awareness about the importance of staying safe around electricity. Visit les.com/safety for safety tips on power lines, tree trimming, storms, and so much more.
Support Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach on Give to Lincoln Day. Your gift will be received by a portion of Lincoln Community Foundation's matching fund. Homelessness is a complex problem facing our community. By working together, we can find solutions. Your donation for Give to Lincoln Day moves us closer to ensuring that everyone in Lincoln has a safe place to sleep at night. Because of your generosity, hope lives here. Give anytime through May 29th at givetolincoln.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
This is it, Husker fans, your final chance to see Nebraska baseball at home this season. It starts Tuesday, May 6th with a huge rivalry matchup against Creighton. Then it's a Big Ten showdown as the Huskers host Michigan May 9th through 11th. Every game matters and your support can make the difference. Great seats are still available, but they're going fast. Get your tickets today at huskers.com/tickets or by calling 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service, but it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free, so visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Men in Nebraska can be set in their ways, but they can also be quick to change their minds. Just 10 minutes can be enough to step back and rethink the life-ending decision of suicide. If you have a friend or family member who's struggling with depression, talk to them about temporarily storing their guns away from their home. Paid for by the University of Nebraska Public Policy Center, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Simple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Simple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
Back to Beyond the Routine with Spence on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Sponsored by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
Welcome back to Beyond the Routine with Emma Spence and Allie Gard. For this last section, we are going to do some rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
I hope so.
If you need to take time to answer, it's all good. First one, I like to ask this to everyone on the team. Describe the team using 3 words.
Fun, cohesive this year.
Okay.
And dedicated.
Oh, those are good. Those are really good words. What would you say your craziest superstition is or has been throughout your career so far?
Oh gosh, everyone on the team can attest to this. I am the craziest with superstitions out of anybody. The one that's probably stuck now for the longest is I have to have a club sandwich the night before the meet. And when we travel, like I do it the night before we travel. Like it is a must. This season I did switch it up after I had a few rough meets. I was like, I can't do that anymore, and started having it 2 nights before instead.
Okay.
But that's the one that's probably stuck the longest. I have to wear the same pajamas and the same underwear too, always. Yeah, those are probably the biggest.
Nice. If you could switch places with someone on the team for a day, who would it be?
Probably you. I want to be that good for a day.
Oh
I want to
man.
be that talented for a day. I want to be Canadian for a day. That'd be
Being
cool.
Canadian for a day.
That'd be cool.
That's funny. What do you think would be different being Canadian versus like American? Do you
I
have
don't
any
know, like,
specific things?
I have to go home. I want to see Canada. Like, I wanna
Okay,
see
you
your
do
home.
need to come to Canada at
Yes.
some point. You should do that maybe
Yes.
this summer.
Yes.
Yeah, let me know. We'll make it work. That's funny. Well, that's cute. Your go-to hype song before a meet.
I was listening to "Warning" by Morgan Wallen on my drive.
Okay, that's a good one.
Mhm.
Fire. Go-to post-meet competition food.
I miss it in club because Texas has Waffle House, which you probably never gotten to
I've
have.
never had that before.
Oh my gosh, that was my mom and I's go-to every time I'd finish a meet. Would we go to Waffle House? Now, I love a good steak or a burger after a meet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. What is your favorite thing to do on an off day?
Oh gosh, I am a sleeper. I love to sleep.
Me too.
My new thing now is I like going to Hot Works and doing hot Pilates.
Really?
That's my new thing.
I tried that once and I was not a fan.
It's hard because it doesn't like hold you accountable.
That's the thing. Like I watching the screen, I was like, this isn't like inspiring me to do it. And it was so hot. I'm not
hot.
good with heat.
It's so hot.
Yeah. If you could switch sports to another sport, what would it be?
Dance is like my go-to, but like
Oh,
kind of like ball sport. Probably, I want to be a baseball player for a day. That's my
Really?
favorite.
Okay.
I just want to stand and like hold a bat and see like what it feels like to have a ball come at you that fast.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Personally, I don't think I could do that.
I don't think I could either, but I want to try.
It'd be cool. We should try it.
It'd be an experience.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. If you could add any skill into a routine on any event without having to learn it, what would it be?
Probably a double layout on floor.
Ooh, yeah.
I'd love to be able to just do that.
Those are so satisfying to watch too.
And then I could have a 2-pass floor routine. It'd be great.
Yeah. Nice. And last one, what is your favorite team ritual?
I love the day-by-day prayer.
Yeah, me too.
So classic.
Yeah. That was a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you have any final thoughts about anything that you'd like to share?
I'm gonna miss you next year on the team so much.
I know.
I'm excited to see what we do next year as a team.
know. Yeah.
A lot of new opportunities and lineup spots and stuff, but I'm gonna miss y'all's class so much.
No. Yeah, I'm gonna miss you guys too, but I'm excited to be sticking
Yes,
around.
thank goodness you're staying in Nebraska.
Gonna be at all the meets.
Woo!
Be there for you guys, and it'll be good. Yeah, looking forward to it. Well, thanks so much for being on the show. You were great.
Thanks. I had fun.
Sweet. All right. Well, that's a wrap. You are listening to Beyond the Routine with Emma Spence and Ali Gard.
Support Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach on Give to Lincoln Day. Your gift will be received by a portion of Lincoln Community Foundation's matching fund. Homelessness is a complex problem facing our community. By working together, we can find solutions. Your donation for Give to Lincoln Day moves us closer to ensuring that everyone in Lincoln has a safe place to sleep at night. Because of your generosity, hope lives here. Give anytime through May 29th at givetolincoln.com.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service, but it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free, so visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC. 93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels